Brandon goes to jail. So my dad always told me when I was growing up, if you go to jail, I'll let you stay there. His brother, Jay, had several sons that went to jail a few times, and he just let them stay there quite often overnight or however long they had to stay, generally speaking. My dad says, you get put in jail, you're going to stay there. Well, anyway, Brandon was the quarterback at Fremont, and he was doing really well, and they won their game with whoever they were playing with over at Fremont. And so we just said hi to him after the game, and then we kind of visited with some people that were over at Fremont. And then on the way home, we stopped. We saw Brandon's truck, or my truck that Brandon had, the blue and white truck, over at the I think it's a Phillips 66 or a Wendy's over there by the freeway on 2700 North. Anyway, they were over. He was over there. They were sitting with their friends, talking and eating Wendy's hamburgers. We just stopped in and said hi to them. They were sitting on the lawn enjoying themselves, and then we drove off. Well, it wasn't 10 minutes, and Brandon called me and said, Dad, or Ogden City Police Department called us and said, come and pick up your son, he's in jail. I'm like, why would he be in jail? They just won their game. There's no other players over there to get in fights with. The other players went back to wherever their city was from. They were just sitting there on the lawn at Wendy's, eating their, this is a gas station, Wendy's/gas station, Phillips 66, sitting there eating their hamburgers and having their drinks and just relaxing, enjoying, and visiting with each other. Well, anyway, what happened was we left, and I guess the lady in the Wendy's come out and said they needed to move their cars or something like that, and they were a little bit of a smart aleck with them. And anyway, she was just being overly controlling, possibly. Well, anyway, the cops were called in, and they just came in, sirens blazing basically, and all with attitude. There was a guy over there, I don't remember what his name was, but anyway, he's a real knucklehead. Gets out and tells the boys, I need to see your ID. And they go, why do you need to see our ID? We're just sitting here eating hamburgers from Wendy's. What's the big deal? Well, anyway, then he got mad. Brandon got mouthy with the cop. So did Mike. Eventually, they I don't know exactly what happened, if they mouthed off to the lady or what, but they really were behaving fine when we saw them. Well, anyway, they take him to jail. The police take him to jail. And he says, Dad, come and get me in jail. And I says, okay, I'll come down and get you. And I'm like, man, what's the deal, It was weird. We get it there, and he comes down. He goes, Dad, it was all my fault. I was the one that said something to the lady. Mike didn't do anything. He was protecting Mike because he knew Mike's dad would kick Mike's ass. But I was like, no big deal. It was no big deal for me. I knew they won the game. They were sitting there behaving, and then a few minutes later, they're in jail for what? So the cops really overreacted. So the coach of the team, Monkers, just told the boys, don't go to Wendy's and Phillips 66 anymore this season. They don't let us come over and eat and relax and enjoy ourselves after the game. Go someplace else.